Oh no, already? No!
Yeah, so this is how you not play the game? Yo everyone, this is the Son of Boaz, and this is my very first video on... And while you're here, subscribe yo! So first, let me give y'all some context. Risk of Rain 2 is a game that was released in 2020, and I wasn't even a PC gamer then. In fact, I was playing games like Smite and Overwatch. It's been a while since I played those games actually. Wonder how they're doing now. Anyway, fast forward a couple years and I end up getting my first gaming laptop. Fast forward another couple years and a buddy of mine suggested me this game. Thanks, you know who you are. And this is also my first real exposure to the roguelite genre, not to be confused with its rogue-like counterpart. I would count Dead Cells, but I'm not worthy to make that assertion. That being said, I've spent about 10 or so hours playing Risk of Rain 2, and that's not even just because I wanted to make a video on it. I genuinely just had that much fun, and I really want to get into my thoughts on why. I would say the first major factor that had me really fall in love with this game was its progression. I mean, you gotta remember, I'm totally new to this game. I'm totally ignorant of the lore and the objective that's placed in front of me, so being able to ascertain that pretty quick is very essential to me. You take on waves of enemies, you collect items that help boost your performance, you fight the boss, and you teleport to the next area. Seems pretty straightforward. However, the more time I spent with this game, the more that I saw that this game provides an easy to learn, hard to master experience that I just love so much. The most obvious indicator of that being the number and potency of the enemies that you face. Whenever you first drop in, you start off with a relatively small number of enemies whose defense and attack power are pretty low. The further you go along in your progression, the harder it is for you to stay in one spot, and the harder it is for you to take them down. And that's precisely where the items come in handy. You can find items scattered all around the map, either in chests, dispensers, you can even trade some items you already have for new ones. Oh, and let me not forget, but you can also stack items. So if you have an item, for instance, that gives you more running speed, the more you stack the item, the faster you'll be. You'll be zipping all over that map like Sonic. I'm sorry, I just had to, you know I'm a Sonic fan. Don't drag your feet though. As each second passes, the difficulty meter climbs, which I personally like because this encourages a faster pace instead of a slower exploration-based one. You just have to be very strategic with your timing, so you can't spend too much time trying to farm enemies or look for items. Each time you go to a new area, the difficulty spikes a little bit, so be careful of that as well. Speaking of, here in the second area you can see that there's different variants of enemies. The enemies get more aggressive, have more armor, and become a lot harder to take down. The most annoying being those stupid balls of fire. Pause. Yeah, I kinda walked into that. It's still fun taking down these little guys though. Another one. Bites the dust. Man, I thought that was funnier on paper. Now's a good time to talk about the survivors in this game. When you first load up the game, you start off with two survivors. You start off with Commando, an all-rounded character, and Huntress, a more ranged, precise character. When I first played the game, I started off with Huntress, but as I continued, I started to lean more on the character that you see now on the screen, Bandit. Bandit excels at being able to put out tons of damage in a short amount of time while being able to dodge danger just as quickly. He has a powerful shotgun that's most effective at closer ranges. He also has a revolver that can take out some enemies in one shot, which in turn resets your cooldown and allows you to use the revolver again. He has a dagger that causes a hemorrhaging or bleeding effect on enemies that it touches, and it all comes together with his smoke bomb ability, which not only stuns enemies on first use, but also gives him more speed and visibility and stuns enemies again when coming out of it. And I can't mention his abilities without mentioning his amazing passive, Backstab. Any attack you commit on an enemy becomes a critical strike, meaning that you can just come out of invisibility and just mess their days up. Once I start to better understand the character that I want to play, the game really starts to shine. And that's just another thumbs up I have to give this game because depending on your playstyle, you might want to play a different character. If you don't mind getting close and personal but still want a little range, go Bandit. If you want more range and mobility, pick Huntress. Or if you prefer a well-rounded experience, then Commando's your guy. So, I get it. I understand it now. At this stage, I'm very confident in my skills. I understand how the core progression works, I can take down bosses with relative ease, I found a survivor based on my playstyle, and have a good grasp of his abilities. How hard can this game be?
Oh no, already? No!
Oh Lord, pardon my iniquity, for it is great. So, one thing I failed to mention up until now is that I handicapped myself. Not only that, but I did so knowing that I'm still new to the game. Alright, let's rewind for a second. At the beginning of my run, I had the option of grabbing the fuel array off the escape pod I came down in. What's a fuel array? Well, it's an extremely unstable piece of equipment that detonates as soon as you reach half health. And I only got hit once! So you mean to tell me after all the fighting, exploring, and money spending, I'm done in like that?
Oh no, already? No!
This game! It humbled me in an instant. I was so excited to explore a new area that I had totally forgotten about the difficulty spike going into the 4th area. In mere seconds, my progress came to a soul-crushing halt. And in true roguelite fashion, there was no checkpoint or save area, and I gotta start all over. But through it all, I can't stay mad. I mean, sure, I lost all the progress I made, but now I can learn from my mistakes. I understand one survivor well enough, but I can unlock more and experiment with different playstyles. The enemy monsters, while numerous and sometimes annoying, aren't impossible to get used to, and they help me hone my skills even more. I've been so focused on getting the prize at the end of the rainbow, when the real prize was the friends I made along the way. Except for you. I loathe you. Alright y'all, so if you made it this far, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. You deserve, well, other than my applause and admiration, I guess a cookie or something, you know, because that's, I mean, you're pretty sweet for making it through. See what I did there? Maybe that's a pickup line I could use one day? I don't know. For those of you that are familiar with the style of content I was doing up until this point, this is a very, very different video than what I'm used to making. Usually I make videos with my friends playing games and us just goofing around. This one is more formatted, I guess you can say. A lot more structure to it. Trying to organize my thoughts a little bit based on the impressions I really had in this game, which, if you didn't realize, I really love, by the way. So if you have the chance, please check out Risk of Rain 2. And if you want to see more videos like this, please let me know as well. Maybe I can even delve into other games similar to this, like Dead Cells, another roguelite adjacent game. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. And before I fully end this video, I want to give y'all a verse. Today's verse of the day is Psalms 31:24. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all you who hope in the Lord. So for me, this verse hits pretty deep because throughout a good portion of my life, I've often placed my hope in my own ability alone. And there's nothing wrong, I think, with being confident in oneself, but ultimately our hope should be placed in the Lord. Jehovah Jireh, the Lord provides, and he also provides me the ability to be able to do what I do, right? So if I don't give him that, then what do I have truly on my own? What can I achieve on my own without him? And to be more specific, this is something that I've struggled with when it comes to content creation. You know, I was getting stuck in that classic rat race of wanting to go viral or get a certain number of views and subscribers, and all that stuff can be cool, but when you chase that and that's your sole reason for doing things, at least for me, it leaves me feeling pretty hollow. I want to ultimately do everything and say everything to glorify the Lord, and I think part of glorifying the Lord is also having that full trust in him, knowing that even when it's good, even when it's bad, I have him in the midst of the storm. And that's what's been helping me. It's been helping me get back into content creation and not focus on the wrong things, but focus on the right things, because I know who to ultimately put my hope in. And hopefully this helps y'all out too. Hopefully that reminds y'all that we need to ultimately have our hope in the Lord, because when we rely on our own strength, we're kind of destined to fail, you know? We have someone to fall back on, and he's reaching out to us. So that's all I have to say for today. But thanks again, everyone, for listening, for watching this video. It was super fun making this, and I'm looking forward to more videos like this in the future and more videos in general. So if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, comment what you want to see next, and that's it. This is the Son of Boaz signing out. God bless. Y'all take care. Subscribe, yo!